Ukrainian artillery ships Berdyansk and Nikopol, as well as the tugboat Yany Kapu, were captured by the Russian military on November 25, 2018. The vessels were headed from Odesa to the Azov Sea port of Mariupol. They were prevented from passing through the Kerch Strait and turned around to go back to Odesa. Russian Coast Guard vessels chased and attacked them in the neutral waters of the Black Sea. The ship, the Don, rammed the Ukrainian tugboat several times. Another Russian vessel, Izumrud, opened fire at Ukrainian's Berdyansk boat. After the vessels were captured, the headquarters of the Ukrainian Armed Forces published the intercepted communications of the Russian servicemen.
Медведев уже в такой панике орёт, такое ощущение, что там президент контролирует всю эту
О, я знаю, я понимаю, но попытки есть.
винторулевую куда-нибудь, что-нибудь им Ты не пытался его...
Пытаюсь, он не подпускает.
С лафетов пытаешься заливать его, нет?
Не, они у нас не фурычат.
As a result of the attack, 24 Ukrainian soldiers were taken captive. 3 of them were wounded. On November 27th, a Moscow court charged them with illegal border crossing. All the sailors were taken to the Lefortovo prison.
There were attempts to put pressure on the sailors in order to get them to plead guilty or to testify against their fellow servicemen. They were taken for the so-called talks with the operatives. Some were subject to influence from within the cell, as they planted special cellmates who tried to get them to talk.
On November 27th, Crimea's prosecutor's office, currently operating in Kyiv, recognized the detained sailors as prisoners of war and that they must be treated in accordance with the Third Geneva Convention. That would require Russia to follow the norms of the international humanitarian law in dealing with Ukraine's Navy servicemen. The Kremlin refused to recognize the sailors as prisoners of war and to release them.
Servicemen have had access to consular officials and Russian lawyers, although their meetings with consular officials have been monitored by the Russian authorities.
On April 16th, Ukraine addressed the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, asking for immediate preliminary measures to release the captured military. The Russian side refused to take part in the hearings.
Our complaint is pertinent to the way our ships and our military are being treated. They are violating the basic rule of international law, the immunity of military vessels.
On May 25th, the International Maritime Law Tribunal in Hamburg ruled that Russia must immediately release the captured sailors. In response, the Kremlin insisted that the incident does not fall under the jurisdiction of the tribunal and refused to comply with the ruling. Reported by Artem Holub, UATV.